is up, guys? SCF3 here, and I wanted to make a video about Loopy capture cards versus Katsukitty capture cards. This is a question I get asked so much on my stream, not just in regards to what capture card I use, but which one you should get, and hopefully this video helps you out with picking out a 3DS capture card. Just like to give you my background, I currently own two Katsukitty capture cards. I have a 2DS capture card and I have a 3DS XL capture card from Katsukitty. So just so you know, in disclaimer, I do not own a Loopy capture card, but I did sort of ask some friends around who did have a Loopy card for their experiences, and also just from what I've heard from experience. So hopefully this helps, and we're just gonna get into it. So first of all, let's go into Katsukitty cards. So I'm gonna go into like pros and cons of each card, basically, or each type of card. But basically with Katsukitty, the pros with Katsukitty, you get more selection. I'll go more in depth with this later, but basically Katsukitty, you have more selection. You can pick a 3DS, a 3DS XL, you can get a limited edition console, you can get a DS capture card, all of these different sort of, I guess, customization options. You have more options in comparison to Loopy. And then also with Katsukitty, you have a choice. You can pick a US system to get your card installed, and you can get a European or a Japanese system, whatever you want. Basically, you can also send in your own 3DS to get a card installed. But that's really it of the Katsukitty pros. Not saying they're bad capture cards, but just in comparison from my own experience and others' experiences, there are a lot of cons to Katsukitties. Not saying Loopies are any like more amazing either, just trying to be like straightforward, not super biased, but also not trying to be like, wow, they both suck. So going into the Katsukitty cons, so regardless if you're from the US, you're from Europe, well, wherever you are, Katsukitty ships out of Japan. So this means usually shipping from Asia takes, I mean, depending on what shipping you get, usually at least takes a couple weeks. So one of the cons is that shipping is going to take a little bit longer. From my own experience, Katsukitty orders do take a little bit of a longer time due to their backlog. My 2DS took about 3 months, and I paid a rush fee, which was like $30 for me to get it maybe like basically earlier, which was kind of dumb. I kind of wish I didn't do that because it made it more expensive than it needed to be, which goes into my next point. They're more expensive, Katsukitty capture cards, in comparison to Loopy. I think I paid $400 with like shipping and the rush fee for my 2DS capture card, and then my 3DS XL capture card I did buy off of a friend, which was around like $300, which I think is a little less than what they do. So it's gonna be more expensive just with the systems and the shipping on top of that. So just keep that in mind. Katsukitty has some questionable customer service. From what I can guess, that English is not their first language. So sometimes when you communicate with them, it's not very clear. They're not very prompt. It's not very helpful just in general. Along with that, if you want to get your capture card repaired, you have to pay for it, and then you got to pay for the shipping to send the capture card to them to get it repaired, and then who knows if it'll even be fixed by the time you get it back. Or I've heard of people sending it back and then they get it fixed, and then they get it back, it works for a little bit, and then it breaks again. And then the last con to Katsukitty is that the software is very hard to use. It kind of takes a lot of toying around and learning with it. I'll probably put like a screenshot of it here somewhere, but it's kind of annoying to use, not gonna lie. The settings are not, it's not very straightforward. you gotta mess around with it. But I would say a pro of their software is that you can run it on PC and Mac, which I don't believe you can run Loopy cards on Mac. So next we're gonna go into Loopy capture cards. So Loopy is based out of the US, which is a big pro for anyone located in the US. From what I've heard, his shipping is really fast. You usually get it between like 1 to 2 weeks, I believe. And also just to throw this out there, Loopy does have a guy in Europe. I think his name is Murky. I don't know if he's still doing the cards, but basically, I think he, from what I understand, he ships out his cards to this guy named Murky in EU, and then he's kind of like the EU distributor of Loopy cards. But I don't know if Murky's orders are still open, but we're gonna go into that a little later. So yeah, Loopy's based in the US. He does repairs for free. All you gotta do is pay for shipping. He's even repaired some Katsukitty cards from time to time, but I don't think he does that anymore. In comparison to Katsukitty cards, his 3DS capture cards have a better build quality, just better quality in general. So next, on to the cons. Everyone who's tried to get a Loopy card probably knows this. His orders are open very infrequently, and they sell out really fast. So they're really hard to get. They're really sought out after because it's just better quality in general with the video and just how it's built and stuff. That's a big con with trying to get his cards. They're very hard to get. You can find them on eBay, but eBay prices for 3DS capture cards are like actually ridiculous. So keep in mind with that. And then also he only does capture cards. He only installs capture cards into original 3DSs. So you yourself, if you want to get a Loopy card, you have to send in an original 3DS to him, and then he'll send it back to you. You'll be good to go. So just keep that in mind. There is less choice, and you do have to send it in yourself, as opposed to Katsukitty, where you can either send in your own 3DS or they install it themselves. Apparently Loopy is trying to like do 3DS XLs in the new 3DS. From what I've heard, he's working on it, but we haven't heard anything yet. And then also, this is just from a few of my friends. From what I've heard, apparently there have been complaints of just like them having bad USB ports or going faulty or something. This might just be on a case-by-case basis, something like that, but just keep that in mind when you're getting a capture card. So there's definitely pros and cons to both. Speaking from my experience, I do really like my Katsukitty cards. I've had no issues, but I would love to have a Loopy card because it's just better quality in terms of just video and the build quality. But like I said, there are pros and cons to both. You really need to weigh your options. A lot of it is in terms of, oh, do I have to get my hands on an original 3DS to send to Loopy when his order's open, which who knows when that's going to be, or do I go to Katsukitty, which is just out of Japan, it's going to be more expensive, I have to wait longer, but I get a choice of what system I get, and you'll most likely get it eventually. Like, Katsukitty orders are always open, but like I said, the backlog. Also, keep in mind, both Katsukitty and Loopy actually do have online forums where you can post for help if you're trying to sell one, stuff like that, basically. My recommendation, if you're trying to buy one, obviously I would recommend one of the two, just weigh your options, basically. But you could also look on eBay, which I really don't recommend because they're really expensive. Honestly, I've seen, if you know any friends in the streaming community trying to sell their capture card, I've seen that be like pretty successful. And then also you can look on Katsu or Loopy forums to see if anybody's selling theirs, because a lot of people are like, oh, nope, don't want this anymore. But anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful, because this is probably my most asked question on my stream in terms of where did you get your capture card, and or which capture card should I get. My advice for anyone wanting to stream 3DS games, keep in mind the Switch is coming soon, so if you'd rather go stream the Switch, all you need is just like any old capture card, hook it up to your computer, your TV, whatever. But if you really do want to stream 3DS games, specifically obviously Pokemon's a big one, I would recommend saving up for one. And if you're not already starting streaming, just start streaming. Don't wait for the capture card, because I've told this to many friends, but how I got my capture card was I started streaming in February 2015, and then I raised the money for about like 6 months throughout my stream, and then I finally got the capture card in October, I think, of that year. So I had that community to back me up and help raise the money for it, because I wanted to support me and my content, right? But let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to wait for my 3DS capture card to get here before I start streaming, or like saving up for the money for one. If you're trying to like get support for that before you start streaming, then why should people support you? You know what I mean? I've seen this case a lot, so I figured I'd mention there. But anyway, this is a longer video than I wanted to be, but I really hope this helped. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if you own either of these cards, let me know what your experience is in the comments, if it differs from anything I've said. But hopefully I've been unbiased and pretty straightforward with my, I guess, little review of both of them. But anyway, see you guys around. Have a good day. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.